everyone. Welcome back to the One Shot Podcast. This is Mohamed Umair with Haroon, Musab, and Rivera from GFL. This is currently one more week till the regular season ends, so we thought we'd bang it out with one of the top team in the league. Wanted to kind of introduce to you guys Rivera, Musab. Both guys are younger in the one seed, holding it down against Ruckus this week. Wanted to give you guys an introduction if you guys want to kind of give you guys self intro and like what you guys are about.
Yeah, for sure. I'll start. So obviously, my name is Rivera. This is my first season in CMBL, and yeah, me, Musab, and his brother Bob, we've been playing together for almost a year now. But it feels like forever because like our chemistry is so good. And yeah, that's really it. Until y'all got some more questions, we'll get into that. But that's a little bit about myself and what we got going on in the league.
All right. My name is Musab. This is my second season playing CMBL. I've played NMBT, but I've always looked forward to playing CMBL because it's pretty competitive compared to the other leagues I play. Me and Abad just put in a team this year because we were looking to build like something of our own, and like we hit up Rivera. We were like, let's just do it. Let's see if we can build a core. See what team we can get on with. And alhamdulillah, we're 1 seed right now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You guys are the surprise team right now. So
Well, I know you say surprise, but to
We
us,
not
it's like
surprised.
we be
listen, every team says they're not surprised about where they stand, but let's be realistic. You guys weren't expected to be the number one seed going to the final
oh
week.
no no no.
I'll say that.
I see.
Based,
I agree.
I
So
was just hating because you don't like DFL. That's why.
I don't, and I'll just tell Rivera before you popped on. I got some history with your dad, and it's kind of unique. I'm actually playing against his sons now, so that's a cool feeling that I got, right? And that's the thing about CMBL. It is a family-friendly oriented league, very competitive, like both of you guys are saying. But at the end of the day, everyone knows each other. We all go to eat dinner together at the end of the day. Um, I'm playing with my nephew. I'm playing with a bunch of friends that I played with in the past. I even got one of your dad's old teammates on my team, Yakin. So it kind of shows the history that we got, right? So DFL, Auto Lockdown, Ruckus, Shabab, all those older teams, everyone knows each other. And to kind of see you and your brother kind of bringing it back and rejuvenating it is actually a cool experience that I'm seeing.
So I had a question for why did you guys decide to keep the name for DFL since it was your like dad's team, and then now it's like you guys. I feel like you guys would want to make your own identity,
Yeah,
or
no, I get that, but like so like the thought process behind that, we were trying to make like a different name, but me and Abba were like going through a bunch of names. We're like, nah, this isn't good fit. And then we were just like, you know what, screw it. Let's just run with DFL. Some of these old heads low key already remember like the name, so like
Oh, yes.
why not? Like we're just rebranding it and just like me and Abad now, and then
what does
that's
DFL
that's
stand
pretty
for?
much it. So it stands for Dean for Life.
Oh,
No, it
interesting.
doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I've been told it's
It's
different.
it's
This
it's
is
a few. It's a few. It's so my dad says like down for life, and then he just like says Dean for life. So it's a few like you could play around with the words.
okay, because when I first started with you guys, it was Daisy's for life. So
That too.
So the D is interchangeable
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
for sure. I was curious to see from your guys' end like how your guys' experience has been. I know it's been kind of a long 8 weeks, but since I know so you guys played in the tournament and then now playing in this actual like the first league. How like from every week I kind of want to get from your guys' perspective because in the begin I feel like you guys were the newer team that not a lot of teams knew. So I think you guys kind of had like the underdog mentality. Just the way I've seen you guys play a couple of the games outside, but give me your guys' thought process from week one to like now, where your guys' mindset has been, and where you guys have been trying to like set your tone in this league.
Very
Musab,
go
you want
ahead.
to? Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, we so obviously we got our core, Musab, Abad, myself. We implemented Jug. I want to say about a few months ago, he played in a few tournaments with us. So we already had a core, and then obviously they had been playing with Hamid, and I never played with Hamid, but I was always excited because I was able to like see his game from afar and how he, affected the game in a lot of positive ways. So starting week one, we was actually short Jug and Hamid, and those are huge pieces for us. So we weren't really worried because obviously, I think being a good team, you got to kind of like make audibles or adjustments. So we took care of business against Evolution, And then week 2 we played Poly Elite, and that was our first time all playing with each other. And I think that's one of the reasons we lost. Not making excuses, but as well as just we came in a little lax. So that was that. But then going forward, what we win, I think about 5 consecutive games. And yeah, it's going textbooks. Honestly, this like to me, we didn't want to lose a game. So, but for the most part, it's going textbook, and we're not surprised that we didn't want to see it at all. It's going exactly how we expected it.
So Musab, when you and your brother put this team together, what style were you guys looking for? You know, like
So
so
like Rivera
obviously,
said, we already had
yeah,
like our little core. Like it was me, Rivera, Abad, and our homie Hamad, right? We had the team together, and then we were just like looking at like people who could plug in. And Masood was like one of my best friends, so I was like, you know what? Masood's a really good hooper, so I was like, I think he'd be a great fit for us. And then Abad and Hamid talk a lot, so Abad was like, yo, let me add Hamid. And then Rivera got us Jug, so we started playing together in like runs. We'd see how we fit with each other. And then we kind of just like, screw it, let's just do CMBL, right? First game, like Rivera said, we played Evolution, but I'm not gonna say like Evolution had their best players either. They were missing two big pieces. But we got a
Yep.
feel of like each other's games. So we played Evolution, we won. We were struggling the first like quarter or two, but like later down the line we figured it out. We got on each other's ass and we finished the game out. And then Pally Elite, uh shout out to Asadi, but those guys, they whooped our ass. Like they came in, they had that chemistry already like ready to go. They came in ready to play us. We started off very good, but it just like you could see like those guys are like very disciplined. They know how to play together with each other. And then we were overplaying defense. Like we were trying to what do you call it? Like overplay on steals and everything, like risk everything, gamble, and they just burned us. And after that game, we hit the drawing boards. Everyone got yelled at by Abad. But yeah, after that game, we bounced back like very nicely. We were all talking about like, yo, how we need to play defense because our main thing is defense, and
yeah,
Rivera will tell you the
Yep.
same thing. We sit down on defense, offense comes later. Because if you play great defense, like your offense will open up.
for sure.
But that's how we figured it out. After like Pally Elite, they low-key like opened their eyes.
Yeah, we like to say offense sell tickets, but defense win championships. So yeah, like you said, it started on defense, and that's a non-negotiable. Like for us, we don't care how good offensively you are. If you ain't playing defense, you ain't playing. That's kind of
Yeah, and I mean, watching your games, I'm noticing that you guys look to get a lot of transition baskets, right? Fast breaks, whatnot. Sets is more like you said, it's more like a second nature to you guys. But as you guys, been playing throughout the year, you're talking about 7, 8 weeks now into the season, and you can kind of see that chemistry growing between yourselves, the core guys, and then the additions that you guys added, right? And it's actually pretty cool seeing from the sidelines where you kind of see some of the younger guys meshing together, right? And like you said, you're just grabbing pieces to kind of see who fits best with your style, right? What we're noticing over the last couple of years and myself is a lot of teams are just trying to get the best players that they think that can work, but in reality, you need role players, right? And you need players who know their role, right? You have your superstars, but you also need the guys who will come in for those 3, 4 minutes, get you 2 steals, 6 rebounds, whatever it is, right? And I'm noticing that with you guys, where yeah, you guys, behind the scenes, you're probably yelling at each other, but the cool thing is on the court, you guys are composed, right? And that's pretty cool seeing because that's a total opposite of what I'm used to with DFL. I'll be honest with you guys, right? What I'm used with DFL is everyone yelling at each other on the court, cursing each other, pushing and whatnot. But you guys are kind of rebranding your name, and I like what you guys are doing right now. So props to you guys.
well. I think it's a good point you said that. I always tell the guys like it's already us versus the other team, so it's not going to be us versus us as well.
Yep,
So we might as well not even get into those arguments.
for sure.
I was excited when Farhan was like, "I want to pick you guys apart," but
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
never hopping on, bro.
No, no, man. Anytime somebody calls him out, he has something to do. So
There's, I know that a lot of teams have been like kind of giving you guys like they've been trash talking or been kind of giving you guys like not that serious. I think what has been your guys like into the game or like seeing that mentality where we have to gain that win. Where have you guys seen like the mental edge where it's gonna take you guys in the playoffs? Because playoffs everything becomes harder and everything the pace slows down. Like you guys are I would say you guys are a very transitional team and very like pushing the pace, playing hard D. But in playoffs, is going to be a bit different. And I'm saying this as like a team that's like been young and like doesn't really have experience in that aspect. Like, what would you guys tell to the people that say like, oh, you guys aren't ready for that moment?
Well, I would say they're wrong because for us, we got a formula that we stick to. I'm not gonna give like too many details, or give our game plan away, but it start with intensity, and I don't think, to be honest, nobody in this league can like match our intensity and our like desire to win. I think we want it more than all other 15 teams. In addition to that, we got toughness. You know what I'm saying? We For the playoffs, we got the size to match up against any big. We got the guards. Like I said, if you watch that game against PYP, Musab sat down against Shafiq. He picked him up full court and check Shafiq Naris. He was killing every team, putting up 24, 30. What he give us? He shot 4 for 12 with 16 points. But now, if you was just to watch the box score, you'll say, "Oh, that he put up 16." But I think sometimes numbers line. That was a very tough and quiet 16 points. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
like I said, we got guards that sitting down, picking up at half court, and like I said, defense, I think is going to show in the playoffs. So to answer your question, yeah, I think they'd be false if they say we're not ready. And obviously, we'll let our game speak when it comes as well. So
Yeah, I'm very big on letting my game talk. Like if you're gonna talk shit to me, I'll let my game talk, right? But another thing is like our team, like they feed off each other's energy. So like I look at myself as a leader when I'm on the floor, and when they see me playing hard defense, coming up, setting plays, setting our teammates up, like I could score 20 points or do whatever I want to, right? But I don't see it like that. When I play basketball, I see it as a team game. You can have two stars that could give you 30, 40, or whatever. But if the rest of your players are giving you zero, you're gonna lose every game. So like when I come into the game, I know like if my teammates are seeing me work hard, my teammates are seeing me play defense, when they get in or they give them to give me a breather, they're gonna like match my intensity because they don't want to like they want to play hard too. So that's like the biggest thing. We come, we play hard. Anyone who subs in, subs out, like our starting five, it doesn't matter. It's anyone from the bench could start, anyone from the starters could sit on the bench. It doesn't matter. Like our guys, whenever they're in, they come with intensity.
Cool, cool. And like for example, I mean, like Rivera, this is your first year playing in the league. Musab your
yeah,
second, right? And I always like to ask my guests, comparing our leagues to others, right? Obviously, we're Muslim only, but at the end of the day, you got players who played, collegiate level basketball, high school basketball, coaches that are coaches now. You got recreational players who play 6 times a week, right? So comparing our league to other leagues, where do you guys kind of see where we stand in terms of, competitiveness, intensity, organization wise, about us as well? Where do you guys see CMBL compared to others?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I think. Well, obviously, Musab played in more organized leagues than myself, but since I got like locked in with him and his brother, I've been playing in different leagues, weekdays or weekends, but this is to me is clearly the best. It's not even a question in my eyes. And it was funny because um, they had been telling me like, "Yo, we're gonna play CMBL," and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." But I wasn't really as stoked, and I was trying to figure out why they were so excited. I'm like, because I didn't know what to expect. But then after the very first game, I'm like, it's a different feeling, and some of those reasons include just the sheer numbers. Is more. I think y'all added what 4 teams or 2 teams this season.
This year we added four compared to last year, so.
Exactly. So just one that ambition to grow. A lot of leagues are already comfortable or stagnant. You know what I mean? So to me, that ambition to me is huge. In addition to that, you got all the brothers there. After the game, they'll watch the other games. So now you feeding off energy because you see maybe a future opponent next year. I mean next week trying to scout you. So to me, it's the best, man. From competition. And one more thing I want to say, like with the competition. If you don't step up, you get burned. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
knock you down that trait. So you gotta stay alert at all times. Like let me get up, let me keep my hand up because I'm not trying to give up the tray ball. And
Yeah.
from there, get the rain.
And I think there's a lot of people who came in with the same mindset as you, right? Whereas, a Muslim league, they're like, I mean, it can be a bunch of recreational players playing and whatnot. But after the first couple of weeks, you're like, man, this is actually legit. You know, again, we got two teams from Milwaukee. You know, we got two teams from the southwest suburbs. You know, you're talking about Palos Hills, Orland Park. So people travel, right? And when people are traveling, you're talking about 45 minutes, an hour each way. It means that they want to play, right? You're not just going to come with your friends and call it a day. So I mean, obviously, Musab, you said you played last year. I forgot which team, but obviously this team is much better because you guys are doing real good. Um, and you saw what you had to do to get to that top level, right? You recruited your players. You didn't just get your friends. You actually recruited players that know how to play, right? And kind of seeing as you and your brother as the captains of this team, where do you guys see yourself moving forward after this? Like continue with the same team, move pieces around.
Honestly, I would even move pieces. I love the team as it is, and I've always been a firm believer as like play with your people instead of like recruiting and trying to stack
Yeah.
your team as best as you can. Because
Yep.
I feel like if you have a team, a solid like whatever, and a bunch of role players that know how to play and can give you like 8, 10 points off the bench, I think that team has a lot of success. It just need you just need to play with people with like good IQ that know what they're doing and like when they need to do it.
Sure.
And I tell this to my dad too. I'm a firm believer of playing with my people. Like, if I have like my boys and I think we can compete, and which I always do. I think we can always compete. Like, I want to keep running it with them.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, you're talking about teams that have been together for 7, 8, 10 years. You're talking about Ruckus. You're talking about out of lockdown. They just rebranded again. You're talking about PYP, Five Pillars. These are teams that have been together for so long that they might move a few pieces around, but I mean the core just stays together, and that's what you want to build because at the end of the day, man, you can't just keep replacing because, like you guys said, from the first week to the third week, you built your chemistry. You don't want to keep doing that every year, right? I mean, you want to build that chemistry the first year and then just keep going with it and then get on that train and just bust through everything, right? So I appreciate and respect what you guys are doing. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to.
especially because like chemistry is the hardest thing to build. If you can't
yeah,
like, if every year you're switching out one player, two player, or switching the whole team out, and it's just like, what's the point? Like, you're gonna lose like the first few games. You might have chemistry issues deeper down the line, but if you're playing
for sure.
leagues like after league, like me and Rivera and Abad been doing, we play with each other a lot, so we know each other's game. We know like how to criticize people. Like whenever we criticize people, it stays on the court. Like me,
Yeah,
Rivera, Abad, we always like bump heads with each other, but like at the end of the day, when we off the court, like we're brothers.
yeah, for sure. And I want to add to that, like regarding like DFL and the future outlook. For us, like and myself, like I'm a very ambitious guy, and with DFL, when people say the word DFL, I want people to like think, like visualize, like me, Musab, Abad, Jug, Hamid, and the guys like that, Mashur, Armor, everybody. Like I want them to think of us like, okay, that's who they are, and be known as winners. So the future outlook, we just want to win everything that we get into. We're not trying to just participate. That's not who we are at all.
Yeah, we don't have any participation trophies, so
Exactly.
What's a team that you guys think was like that was a like when you saw them on the schedule, you're like, all right, we gotta beat this team, or like we gotta like you were the most excited to beat them. Like, what's a match?
PYP, Omer already knows this. I already told him this.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Musab like at the next day as soon as the schedule came out. Musab was like, "All right, we're coming." Like I was like, "Man, you guys don't even know what's." I wish Brian was there just because it was a very physical game, and I feel like Brian would have added even more physicality to that game. But honestly, that was a very I really enjoyed it. I even told like the guys that because PYP didn't know you guys, and they were saying like, "Who are these?" Like they no, I mean, I think maybe like Usman might have known you, but the other
He's
guys
on
don't.
those.
But
Osman knows he's just gonna act like he don't care, but I know deep down his heart hurts. I know he was heated after that game.
oh yeah, I mean our whole team was like, man, we just didn't play to the level that we usually play. But it was like honestly like I think we were like, dude, like I think from our end we are like, okay, you guys are some. It was a very physicality game, and we didn't. I think we just came up expecting like how like older guys are like, yeah, like these guys are younger, like let's just go beat them. It was like I feel like you can see like under like the guys are younger, they come in with like we're not just like a young team. We're gonna show you what's all about. And then the older guys are like, okay, like it's not gonna be just a walk in the park, obviously. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm happy you guys think our team against us was like a fun, but I think I actually thought you guys would say pillars because I heard some trash talking was going on before that. So
Pillars like that's a great game. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of respect for those guys. But like that team, like if they weren't the 1 or 2 seed, so I was like, like even if we beat them, like people are still gonna say, "Oh, they got lucky, they got this, like whatever," right? But we played our ass off, we beat them, and then when I saw PYP, I was like, like if we beat them, this is gonna like turn heads. So like people are gonna be like, yeah, like this team's good. And I think every time you guys ask like who's moving up, who's moving down, everyone's saying DFL is moving down, DFL is moving down. So you guys like we see the clip like sometimes in our group chat they just send the clip like yo like they're saying
I already know
DFL gonna move
Abad's.
down.
I already know Abad like screen saved it. Abad said he's like,
Yeah.
I was
So
about
he's
to.
like, yo, they talking shit. So we're like, yeah, let's come out here and bust their ass.
I already know. So, but I'm curious. Like against Ruckus is another big name, and especially Ali, who's gonna be obviously he's like a S tier player per se. But how? I mean, are you like how are you guys like? You guys have like the confidence to be like, yo, we can absolutely destroy them and just like be able to secure that one spot? Or are you guys like, okay, like kind of like how you guys are saying about like PYP, like yo, we're gonna play them. Like, what's your guys out? Like, what's like your feelings with like, this upcoming game?
So I seen I seen a few brothers come on here and almost seem starstruck when they talk about teams of players, and that like to me that blows my mind and boils my blood because I'm a competitor. Like it don't matter what we doing, I'm trying to take your head off. So with that being said, not only do we think, but yeah, we believe we're gonna take down Ruckus and secure the number one spot. But I do want to put respect on their name because they the champions, and you got to respect the champions. Without trying to sound starstruck, they the champions, so they deserve and they earned their respect. But they got what we want, and so yeah, we brothers at the end of the day. But when we in between the lines, for me it is very personal because you got what we trying to take what you got, and I know they're not trying to give it up, but we trying to come take it for sure.
Oh yeah, and
But
yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. Like you said, between the between the lines, you're competitors, right?
yeah,
Outside of the lines, we're all brothers, right? But it's funny because I'm watching you guys play, and I personally think it's a very similar path to what the Indiana Pacers are doing, right? And the reason why I mention them is because they are in the finals. But I believe they've been an underdog in every single series they've been played so far, right? But they don't have that, that top three tier superstar, right? And no disrespect to you guys, I don't think you guys have a top three player in the league, right? But as a team,
I
you guys
agree. I agree 100% with that.
Okay, okay, good. All right, so we're on the same page. But as a team, I mean, you guys are doing what Indiana's doing. You're playing your style, forcing other teams to change their style to match your intensity, like you're saying, right? And that's where they start making their mistakes, right? But you guys just have the pieces together that makes sense for what you guys want to do, right? And I could definitely see you guys have a deep playoff run, right? How deep? I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything right now. But I can definitely see you guys going deep and with that same mindset that the Pacers have, whereas listen, we're the underdogs. It's not about disrespect or they don't think we know how to play, but reality, this is your first season really playing together, so no one's gonna respect you until you do something, right? So you are the number one seed right now. Much respect to that, but until you guys do something, no one's gonna give you guys that credit that you deserve right now. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
I agree with that like 100%. You need to win something for people to say like, "Oh yeah, they're a good team." And that's what we're trying to do. Like we're trying to win because we want people to say like these guys got something like they're gonna be the future. And I
yep,
agree with that. We like on the stats, you look at the stats, none of our guys are dropping 40, 30 or anything. But I will say our guys are going 10, 10, 10, 10.
yeah,
So like we have guys that are going triple double, double double. Like three of our players will do double doubles in games. Like you don't see
yeah.
that, but like you'll see the stats of like 40 and stuff like that, and it'll make you like your eyes blow. Like you'll be like, oh my God, he's insane. But our team, like it doesn't matter. All the stat lines will be filled.
yeah. I want to add to that because Muhammad, you mentioned Ali, and yeah, I check. I watch tape on all the opponents and obviously potential opponents as well. And I see he hang 30, 40, 25 easily. But when you see these same guys when they play us, they don't hang those numbers that they hang up on other teams. We kind of bring everybody back down to earth. Not trying to say it like that, but that's just the truth. We don't give up career nights to guys. Uh, so for us, we don't care. Like we don't care like how good the player is because it's not the game not one on one anyway. So the other four guys got to chip in.
Yeah, and then without being starstruck, obviously you guys are playing Ruckus, and I'll probably say the best player right now is Ali, right? I'm gonna assume Musab, you're guarding him.
No, I'm not guarding him.
Really?
We're not
I
giving
mean,
you.
like, I'm a good defender, 100%, but for Ali's a great player. Like, I give that man his respect. Like, he's a great player.
Uh
Ali
huh.
knows what he needs to do, and he does it like night in, night out, right? So for that, like, we have a plan. Like, we know what we're gonna do. We're gonna stick to that. We're gonna see how it
Okay.
works.
So
But
I want to hear right now before the game starts. What is he dropping?
we'll see. I mean, we
No,
held
no,
Assam
no,
to
no,
nine
no, man. Be a
points.
man. Say it.
I,
I say
but
20 or under,
Okay.
but we'll see. Inshallah, I'm not gonna hate on the dude. He's a good
No,
player.
it's not about hating. It's about it's understanding what you guys can do and like you said, your game plan, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
To kind of see if it works.
No,
And
I believe we can keep him to that 20 mark.
okay, I'm just trying to light some fire for this matchup. So
Yeah,
for
he's
honest,
gonna get his buckets, but I believe we can keep him to that 20 mark. Like Isam goes for like 25 a game, and we kept him to 9 points.
okay.
on only 4 attempts, he like
He couldn't get a good look. Like
he
I think we
couldn't get a
played
good
great
look.
defense on him.
So and that's
Now I've played with Isam. Like I've played with Isam in the league before. He's a great player. Like trust me, he'll get his like 30, 40 ball. But he barely got any attempts that game. We just didn't give him a good look.
Good. All right.
I want to do a segment on. So it's called. Shout out to Halliburton. But I want to do a segment on underrated or overrated. So I want to see what teams that you guys think are overrated or what teams you guys think are underrated. You guys gotta give
okay.
me a minimum like 3, 5 teams.
All right, I'll keep it a buck with you.
Yeah. So I would maybe like maybe if we go down the list, I can do it like that.
Are we talking about teams or players, Omer?
Teams. If you want to bring players, you can bring
I, I
players.
want I want to I want to get personal. I want to talk
Let's
about
do
players,
both.
man.
Okay. If you want to talk, Harun, you can start it off. I'm gonna pull up the teams, but
Who
if
we
you want to start
starting
off
with?
with
Masab
players,
or myself?
I think he's just gonna say a player and then we respond.
Oh, okay, cool.
Harun, you want to start it off?
Yeah, are we doing teams or players?
Let me start with teams, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna we can call up for players. So I'll just like let's say for your welcome, overrated or underrated in your guys' opinion.
Underrated.
This year, I think they're underrated. I'll be honest. Being in the middle of the pack after what they did last year, man, I don't know if it's just the chemistry or it's some of their players not showing up. But I think a lot of teams will be surprised when they meet them in the playoffs if all their team comes.
I think their ranking right now is very underrated. That's a great team, but they're really hurting without their two big guys.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the playoffs for sure.
I think they're underrated as well. I'm not a guy. I'm not big on numbers. I'm not big on box score. But I watch tape, and they're a potential opponent. I think of ours. And I've been watching a lot of tape on them, and I think that I don't even think they're dangerous. I just think they're legit. Like I
Yep.
wouldn't be surprised if they get to the finals. Like they're that legit to me.
Sounds good. Another team I would say are on lockdown. What do you guys think?
I think they're overrated. They came in.
Underrated.
I'll be honest. They came in like first tier. I think I won't probably put them because that's his former team. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're overrated just because like I haven't seen something like crazy out of them yet. I keep hearing everyone saying like they're good, but I mean, how do you guys drop that bad? Like, you gotta keep it a little bit like close.
Yeah. So that's funny. Hype wise, I think they're overrated just because their record is not matching their hype. But the record doesn't match their talent, if that makes any sense. So that's why I'm confused with them, right? Like they're very talented players on that team, right? And that's why I was mentioning to you, Masai, when you put players together for a team, you can't just grab the best players because you got to mesh, right?
I think there's no chemistry there. That's probably what it
There
is.
isn't, and
Yeah,
and that's why I think they're just a little bit overrated, just because of the fact that they're just not matching the hype that they came with, especially with the players on the teams.
yeah.
I think they're underrated. I watch tape on them as well. To me, I view them the same as you're welcome. They got size, they got
Yeah,
shooting, they bring intensity. I watched that game when they played Poly Elite. They were trailing, I think maybe like seven with like a couple minutes to go. Not minutes, but seven with maybe like 2 points to score on Poly Elite's end, and they really they they bit down and they showed Poly Elite how to close a game. So
yeah.
they're a super dangerous team in my opinion.
Cool. What
Dangerous.
about
They will be dangerous.
evolution?
I think they're underrated. With Adnan and SJ, I think that team is very underrated.
I'm probably gonna say overrated.
Okay.
Uh, I just can't see them. I can't see them doing anything past the first round. I'll be honest.
Is it you'd say regardless of who they play, or just depending on matchups?
No, I mean, again, you're talking about the top, 12 teams making the playoffs. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be the worst team in the playoffs, but I just can't see them because they're gonna play somebody in the top four, top six, right?
Right.
So I can't really see them
So you
getting out
don't
of
see
that
them
first round.
go leave like after Friday. You don't see them on. You don't see them being
I don't
there.
think we'll see them in the weekend. No.
Okay.
I think they're overrated.
Cool.
I do think we'll see them come the weekend though, because I think they're still a good team for sure. But and also Anon, he's my favorite player to watch in the league. I love Anon's game, and you know. But when I look at them, I think one thing they lack when I see them play is physicality, and I think
Hmm.
they can get exposed come playoffs with that. Sometimes they playing I think too pretty, but
Yeah.
good team though. But if I had to pick, I would say overrated.
Another team I would say is Beard Gang.
I think they're overrated.
I'd say underrated.
Oh, interesting.
I say
My
underrated.
opinion is like I think they're overrated because like it's a good team, don't get me wrong, but they get burned out really fast.
I mean, you talk about guys that bench 400, before the game. So
Hey man, don't bench that day, I guess.
it's not.
I'm
Uh,
gonna say no. Go ahead.
Nah, this is a good team. They play with their guys. They're built really like strongly, but I think they're gonna get like come playoffs. You're playing back to back to back, so they could struggle with that. Like Harun said, they're benching 400 before the game. So
I think he meant it as like a joke, but they
I
play
know.
in terms of
But you know,
physicality.
like if they get tired after like a game or two, like like playoffs is back. It's in one day. It's like a tournament style.
Oh,
yeah. I think that team is actually underrated, and I'll be honest. The reason why is when I first saw them the first couple of weeks. Again, we're looking at big guys that didn't look athletic, right? Just because of how they're built, right? But after watching them for a couple of weeks, I was like, man, these guys can actually play. And I keep talking about players meshing together as a team, right? And they got players that make sense for that team. I think the Beard Gang will definitely see them over the weekend and maybe even get out of that second round. Again, I think that depends on matchups. I definitely think they are underrated.
But I will
Me too.
give their player Abdullah props. So he's a dog.
Yeah,
I I think they're underrated. And I told Abdullah that's number 10, right?
Uh,
I don't remember the
the guy with
number.
the ponytail.
Yeah,
yeah,
number
Abdullah,
10.
Abdullah.
So I spoke with him last time before we played PYP, and I had to let him know he's a dog, and I watched tape on him as well because I viewed him as a potential opponent. And I watched their tape on Ruckus when they beat him by 20, and Abdullah sat down half court on Ali every single possession,
Yeah,
fighting through screens, not giving them good looks. Big body too, so if Ali try to like put his shoulder and his chest, he not moving. So I think, and also I think Abdullah is one of the most underrated players in the league because he played like he my kind of player. He played both ends.
Yeah,
Um, the only thing I say, the problem with Beard Gang is that they lack height. I think they got the size. They strong, and they strong, but I don't think they got the length, and that's what they struggled against us because we had the size and the length. And one more thing, I think one other problem, although I do think they're underrated, is that I think they got some. I think they got two small guards, and I think they'll get picked on come playoffs. Uh, that don't slap their feet the best. So I think they'll get picked on with that. But
cool.
other than that, underrated.
Yeah. And the last team is Pelly Elite. You might have some biasness, but I'm just curious.
I
I
got
think they're
Poly.
underrated. I love that team.
Cool.
I think they're underrated as well.
I mean, they're
I
put
think they're just
together.
right. I mean, can it be just in the middle?
They're rated then. Nah,
Yeah, they're
like
rated. They're
that
rated. I
team
think.
is they're put
Yeah,
together
that's
really
good.
well. Like those guys, like as long as I've been playing NMBT and stuff, I see them all the time, same squad. The only guy that'll move around is a Suddy. He comes in, sees
Listen,
like
he just jumps wherever he can jump, man. We all know that.
And I'm only saying this because when they asked him, "Yo, what do you think about DFL?" He's like, "No faith, no faith."
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
he,
that's a very well put together team. Like
Yeah,
Mojay's a beast. I
he
think like
is.
he's a very good player. If there's anyone underrated, it's him. And you
Yeah,
could see the team struggling without him. Like he's their
I mean,
glue.
I don't know how you can be underrated when you're a reigning MVP. So
He won MVP?
last year, yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I mean, then
Yeah,
he's rated.
he is. But that's the funny thing is their record matches their hype, matches their rating. Like that's probably one of the only teams I can say that about because they have length, right? I mean, we keep talking about length. They have size. They have guards that can play defense. I mean, that team is put together.
They're
Um,
physical too. They know how to
very
play,
physical,
bro.
right? They're physical. They're not scared, and that's unique about that because they got tall players who can bring up the ball. They got short players who can rebound. So they just got that whole mix that just works for them. And will they make a deep run in the playoffs? I can definitely see that for sure.
I
I
feel like
think they rated, and I see them making a deep run. And I don't think, honestly, man, they don't got a weakness. Although Asadi, he was talking trash about us, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. They don't got any weaknesses. But don't get it twisted. We do plan if we run into them to take care of business for sure. But I don't see them with any weaknesses. I really, really like that team.
yeah. I would just say like I haven't seen their full team, but based on what I've saw, I would just say they have been overrated because we thought they'd be better. So I just well, hopefully if they bring their full team, we can see what they're all
Yeah.
about. But switching to the players now, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. But a guy that has been newer, what do you guys think about Amar Ibrahim? Overrated, underrated?
Which team?
Baba Amro, Amar Ibrahim,
Oh,
Oh, underrated.
underrated.
And the reason why I'm saying that for Amar is he's a young guy, right?
Yeah,
And you don't expect a younger guy to be able to battle with older guys who have experience and seasoned veterans, right? But he is a very composed player that just, man, he just moves smooth, man. He's just silky smooth on that court. He has that length. He can get up there and he could definitely dunk the ball. He can shoot three. So he's a very underrated player just because I didn't know who he was before he came to the season.
cool. Musab or Rivera.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
For
Um,
him,
I haven't
overrated.
seen too much of him play yet. Like I haven't
Okay,
really watched their games. But I
okay,
think I think he's a good player. I can't say if he's overrated or underrated because I don't know how he plays. I haven't seen him play that much.
fair.
But I think he's a good player. But from what Barack was saying, he was like he thinks like mentally he's not like or some his IQ or something.
He's still young. He's still
Yeah.
young. So,
But no, I think he's a good player. I haven't seen too much of him, but I'll take a look this Friday, I think.
yep.
Yeah, I would say considering his age, he's rated just right. I think he got all the physical attributes to, to be an MVP. He can shoot the rock. He put the ball on the floor, lay it up, dunk it. I also seen him sit down on defense, fight through screens. I think if you get a good vet in his ear and really, really, help him understand the other intangible parts of the game, because I see certain areas he struggled, such as physicality,
Yeah.
put some more muscle on, eat and hit the weight room. But other than that, I think he's solid, man. I don't think he underrated or overrated, and I honestly think he only getting better.
His ceiling's very high, but that's on
Oh
him too.
yes.
Like you got to see the work ethic of the kid, and I
Exactly.
assume he practices a lot. Like
Yeah,
I don't know him, so I can't. I don't
yeah,
know,
I don't really know him like that. So
yeah, no
but I
worries.
watched him for sure.
Another player. I mean, I'm just curious to get your thoughts about Shafiq.
Shafiq,
Listen, I've known this guy for so long. He's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say overrated. And the reason why I'm saying overrated is like Rivera said, when you're starstruck and you see the name, you play a little bit different, right? But I feel like again he's gonna hate me, but I feel like you could stop him, right? If you know his style, it's easy to stop his game. I'm not saying that I could do that. Obviously, I'm 44, so I can't do that anymore. But a very talented guard who can play physical can stop Shafiq from doing what he wants to do. And the reason why I'm saying he's overrated is because with PYP, you guys you guys try to build around him and Assam, right? Assam is a great shooter, and Shafiq is a great point guard. But in reality, if you stop Shafiq, I think you could stop PYP. So that's my thoughts.
I think
And
he's
again, I like
overrated.
PYP because of Osman, so I'm not gonna say anything good about them.
No, I think he's overrated because he's a great player, great shooter and all that, but he's stoppable. Like it's not like you can't stop him, and if his shot's not going in, he kind of like loses his head, like his composure. And against when I was guarding him, he was arguing against me, and then like he focused his attention on the ref. So like I think he loses his composure really fast. So I think he's overrated.
I would also say overrated.
Omer is definitely sharing this clip with them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I hope you do, bro.
Yeah,
I want to see the
it's gonna
best
be
of
a hell
Shafiq
of a
next time we
show in the
play.
playoffs.
I give my reasons. Like, I say overrated. Before I even say that, I want to say like he shoot the. He might be the best shooter in the league. He shoot the ball from extremely deep ranges, off the dribble, catch and shoot, off a screen. It don't matter on the fast break. He quick. He can get in the hole. And he also a stocky guard. He's short, but he's big.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't like when we played them. He should have put Musab in more compromising positions. For example, Musab is not a big guard. Musab is a very quick and shifty guard. He, to me, I think he should have. If he wasn't overrated, he would have tried to post Musab up more. Get what I'm saying? Just put him on the block a little more. Especially at his age. I think he should have like maybe like a post game, if you will. Because Musab, like I said, I think Musab is an excellent defender, but but he should have
Perimeter
tried
defender.
his shoulder and his chest a little more.
No, I know. I know my weaknesses. I've been putting weight on, so it's like. But hey, I'll tell you this though, if he puts his shoulder down, I already know what to do. Like I take charges all day in high school, so I
Yeah, I
already
know
know
you
what to
do,
do,
but I
bro.
think he should at least tried it. That he was playing.
He
He
tried
started.
a few times. He threw his shoulder at me. They just threw an offensive foul on him because
I remember
he
that.
extended his arm.
The last thing I want to say is I'm a big believer on two ends. I'm a two-way player kind of guy, so I love two-way players. Um, I think he his defense can be a lot better. I don't think he's a good defensive player at all because Musab is blowing by every time. Musab gonna get by most players anyway. But yeah, I would just say overrated.
Listen, let's be honest. There isn't many players invested on that side of the ball, right?
Nope.
So it's hard to find a player who loves playing defense, right? Especially when you talk about a player who loves scoring. So
Hey, all I'm saying, if you gotta see another version of Shafiq in the playoffs, y'all already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it, bro.
Yeah, we ready for it for sure.
But let's go. Another person is Sikander. What do you guys think?
Underrated.
underrated, man.
Underrated.
Underrated. That guy fills the box score, man. I mean, he'll give you 10 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. That man hustles, right? And subhanAllah, I just mentioned how you have a players who don't like playing both sides of the ball. This guy loves playing defense, man. He'll guard your point guard and your shifty. He'll guard Musab, right? Your shifty point guard, but he'll also guard a big guy like Naja, right? That's the the unique skill set that he has. I just love watching him play, man.
I think he's underrated, but if he guards me, I'm still whooping his butt. Like, let's be honest.
Ah, yeah.
But Haroon's just saying that because Haroon don't like DFL. Like we already
Nope,
know this. But
nope.
no, I think he's underrated. He does everything you need him to do. He can score the ball. He gets rebounds. He hits the glass. He boxes out. He'll dive for loose balls. Like
Yes.
I don't see a guy in the league doing like what Sekunder's been doing, other than Rivera. Rivera, I'm taking my boy Rivera all day. But yeah, I think Sekunder's a very underrated player. But I will say this: next season, I don't see him staying with Pillars.
Ooh.
OTF baby, I'm calling it right now.
He's stirring some drama, but I would say the same. Seconda's underrated, and I had never played against Seconda into that game that we played him, and obviously, like I said, I watch tape all the time, and I was impressed by his lateral quickness on defense, his willingness to play defense, his understanding of defense, how to hedge a screen, what I'm saying, how to deny screens, how to halt screens, and his physicality. Like it's so much that don't go on the stat sheet, and that's one player. Like Musab said, he reminds me of myself. Whatever you need on the court, he could do. He could shoot the ball. He could put it on the floor. He could post up. He could blow by you. He can steal the ball, block shots, rebound the ball. He one of the most him and Abdullah on Beer Game. I think like two of the top three most underrated players in the league. So a lot of respect for his game for sure.
Cool. Another one's I don't know if you guys might know him, but his name is Malik Abu
Hamda?
Hamza. What do you guys think?
The
Well,
guy on Otis' team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, I haven't really seen him play. I've heard good things about him, but I haven't really seen him play. So I'm gonna sit out on this one.
Uh, and I hate saying this about my friends. I'm gonna say overrated, right? Because I think he's a, I think he's a one-trick pony. He's a three-point shooter, right? And that team, listen, that team, they're all three-point shooters, right? But if you need a basket at the end of the game, I just won't trust him to get that basket. You know, I feel like would rather take a three than actually drive and actually get that layup. Defensively, he's a very strong defensive player, but again, I'm just gonna say he is overrated in what I see on the court.
Cool. And Rivera.
What team he played for? What's his name?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What's his name?
Malik,
Malik.
What number is he? And what position?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I
He's
don't know
like
if
one
you
of
guys,
their guards, but I
They're,
don't
they're
really
all
see him
they're
play.
all guards.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen
Yeah,
him play, so
give us one more. That one don't count. Give us one more so I can answer.
okay.
I can't.
All right, let me give you another one. I'll give you Shazad Khan from Ruckus.
ooh.
Ooh, okay, I'll start with that. Personally, I like him. I think he's overrated for sure. Not even a question.
Okay.
And we just keeping the basketball, but and this gonna stir some headlines before we hoop. But I say overrated because well, before I say overrated, I think he does a lot of things well. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot the ball. He rebound. You know, his length off default makes him a good defender. You know what I'm saying? 6'6" is 6'6", period. Along with his got probably like 6'8" wingspan.
Yeah.
But I say overrated because he lacked physicality. I think he probably 6'6", 210. He supposed to be putting dudes in the basket. I'm not even saying just dunking, but yeah, I think his physicality, he lacks that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying? To want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take your heart. I view him. He's a nice guy, and to be that height and that size and that weight, you shouldn't be nice.
Cool.
So I say overrated.
I,
Good game though. He got game for sure.
Um, I'd say overrated too, cause I haven't heard much about Shazad this season. It's just been like Ali, so it's like I mean I don't know. Like I've seen him play. I know how he plays. Like Rivera said, he's not really physical for a 6'6" big. He's a great big. His touch is really good around the rim.
Mm-hmm.
But if he gets physical, like that's a game changer. But yeah, with Ruckus, it's just been an Ali show. So
It is. I think without Ali, I mean that team just won't go anywhere, right? But yeah, I mean going back to Shazad, I think he's overrated in the sense that Rivera touched it, where somebody with that size and that height, they shouldn't be playing pretty the whole time, right? You gotta get dirty sometimes, right? You gotta get in the post. You gotta, make the other guy play defense, right? I just don't see him doing that, right? He'd rather get a nice shot up, a nice pretty layup or whatnot. I can't see him getting dirty with anyone, right? And it's hard to not play this game and not be physical at that size.
yeah. I actually think he's underrated just because for the past 4 seasons, I've known he's gone through many injuries, and I've seen him play back how he was in the day, and I think he's significantly improved. Like his jump shot and the way he's been more aggressive. So I'm gonna say like underrated just because of what I've seen in the past 4 seasons. And the
yeah,
last,
Omer's seen him play more, so Omer probably knows. Like I've recently just like started talking to him a little more.
Okay.
yeah, cool. And then lastly, I got let's get like, what about Schumann from Evolution?
He don't even show up to a lot of games, so I couldn't even say nothing. I think he's overrated.
Man, I don't know if it's just that team, but I've seen him play. Man, he's a great ball player. I'm just gonna say this year, I think he's just underrated because his stats do not match who he is, and I just don't know if it's just that style of that team or just how that team is composed together. So
From
What's
what
the name?
I've seen him play and I've like watched him play, I think he's stoppable. And another thing is like him being very flaky and not showing up is another reason like he's overrated.
Who is it?
Schumann.
What team?
Evolution.
Evolution, you might not know him, Rivera.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm the guy. He be wearing a pink GT cut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do I think
No, no, that's Shahjan, I think.
I don't know him enough? Like I haven't watched him enough to even comment. So yeah, how was he viewed? If you tell me how he viewed, maybe I could say, but I don't really know even his.
I feel like against the Pillars, he was huge. I think he's one of the. He gave him a huge asset in doing like when they beat the Pillars. I think it was a very like I think they were heavily favored to lose that game against the Pillars, and I think he's one of the reasons why they were able to win.
Oh yeah.
But then the thing is, I think I guess yeah, like availability is huge, and he's not available a lot of times. And sometimes I feel like he does a bit too much on defense, where he cheats and it gives a lot of open buckets because a lot of the, I guess like a lot of the court kind of when one guy, when one guy is like cheating or one guy is like lacks on defense, it breaks down the whole defense, right? So I feel like sometimes it's like hit or miss. Like I don't know, but like Harun said, like it depends on the team too. Um, I feel like he's underrated in the right situation. And then sometimes like if you don't use him right, like I don't know what to kind of get from him. So I think yeah, I think for him it's like a 50-50. Like it doesn't. I don't know what coin you're gonna or what side of the coin you're gonna get. So that's but that's from my end. But yeah, I think just because of due to time, let's try to like wrap this up soon. But I was curious on your guys' end. What is one thing that you guys were like really when you like in your experience with CMBL? Like, what is one thing that you guys were like look like were really happy about, and how like things went, or like how you look forward to? And I guess what was one disappointment that you guys had that you wish you were like something was fixed?
Um, I would say one thing we were like happy about for me at least. I'll give you one personally and then as a team. But personally, to me, other basketball junkies, you know what I'm saying? Muslim basketball junkies. I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, it's great to know I'm not alone. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you at the crib, you just itching, man. Like I need to hoop. You know what I mean? And sometimes, obviously I be training every day, but it's not enough. I'm like, man, I need to be around similar energy. Competitors that just that's just trying to hoop. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I'm happy about to be around basketball junkies. And I think as a team, we happy to be gelling at the right time. We didn't get 3 wins and then 4 consecutive losses. We won one, lost one, and then won 5 in a row. So I think we gelling at the right time. And what was it? Was one more question you asked?
That's
Oh
it.
yeah, it was like one like disappointment, like
Disappointment. That one loss against Pali Elite, I would say that's a
or
disappointment.
like about the league in general.
Oh, about the league.
Yeah,
I seen the brothers from Baba Amaro, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
One disappointment I had, they were saying like I don't think they expected to win. I think they were just saying like they're a team for the future. And I know Muhammad, you alluded to us being a team of the future, but I'm like, nah, man, we won't now. So to me, that was disappointing knowing like, man, some guys hooping that don't think they can win. I think to win you got to be a bit delusional. You know what I mean? They wasn't delusional enough. They just like, nah, we just here to
Yeah, so I think about that statement. I think that was more of their coach, Barack, the vet on the team saying that. Um, I don't think the players believe that. I think obviously everyone plays to win, right? I think it's more of him being realistic, understanding who they're playing against, right? And he sees the players and the teams that he's playing against. Like realistically, unless everyone plays their best game, it is going to be hard for us to win. And he's just trying to, have them understand. Listen, guys, don't be disappointed. We are a very young team. We have the future, so take this learning experience, do what we got to do, and then just move forward with it.
not good enough for me because I would say, I mean, we could say the same thing, but it's like, nope. I'm not trying to write a check my mouth can't cash, but we trying to, like I said, the goal we not here to participate. And some guys,
Yeah,
I'd be like, you here to participate, that's not good enough.
yeah.
So
It's just
I say that's
mentality
the
at
best.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, I think like one thing like I really like is like seeing everyone every week, like all these guys I see in leagues and everything. Like, so it's nice to see all the brothers outside. I mean, people go out to eat afterwards. Like, you run into everyone, say salam, talk it, like, chat up a little bit. It's nice to see everybody. And then another thing, I'm really happy of like how our team is doing, because I've played with a lot of teams and sometimes stuff doesn't work out, and some people take it off the court. And I think like this by far, like the way this team has been working out, and like the way like I think I we've been like keeping the team together is amazing. But one thing I'm disappointed about is Haroon might be mad at me for this one. I think All-Star Weekend was kind of like boring.
How
Only
so?
only because like it's fun and all, but like I feel like All-Star Weekend is more like just like show offy and stuff. And if you're not like the best player on your team, you can't really enjoy it. But I think next season, what you guys should do is have like a play-in tournament instead of All-Star Weekend, like a one-day play-in tournament for the one tier. It'll make you like actually want to play harder and want to like win. It'll make your mentality change. Like, yo, I want to get to that one tier, and instead of you paying us $50, which I haven't seen yet,
No one
but
has yet.
but instead of you paying us like $50 each, you just do like a little cash prize for the team. They get back some of their money for like the registration.
Yeah,
But I feel
and
like that
listen,
would make teams work very hard to like get to that one tier.
I think so, and it's funny you mentioned that because obviously, and I keep saying this every podcast, is we try new things every year, right, and every season, right. Like for example, this year, we provided the backpacks. We tried to do the All Star game, the All Star festivities. I think for me personally, the reason why I introduced the All Star, it was more for the fans, right? To kind of, and I mean, no one showed up, but that's besides the point, right? But like the whole point about All Star festivities is you want the best players from the league to put on a showcase for the fans that have been following them the whole year, right? And I think that's what I wanted to do. I'm hoping it grows into it, right? We could still do a mini tournament in the beginning, in the middle of the year, like you're mentioning, right? That's actually a pretty cool idea that I didn't think about, but it's definitely pretty cool where you can play for that tier one spot, right? And like you said, and kind of giving them some kind of financial reward for that as well. Um, but for me personally, I think my personal biggest thing that I liked this year was seeing all the new teams, right? Whether they're successful or not. Seeing the league grow, right? We have a lot of younger teams that are playing, and even older teams are playing, right? So you're seeing a big mix of young guys, old guys, new guys, vets, and whatnot. I think that's what I'm loving seeing the most. The disappointment I'm probably seeing is, I'll be honest, is the constant arguing, right, from the players, whether it be with the refs, whether it be with me, Farhan, Omer, Shazad, whether it be with the score tables. Like we all know each other. And listen, I know it's a very competitive, heated games, but we're all men, man. I mean, I don't know how else to say that, but we're all grown men, right? Like you can't come up to me and start. I mean, it's not like no one curses at me, right? Like, that's not gonna happen. But at the end of the day, it's more like disrespectful, right? It's like, dude, like we're spending all our time to provide this for you guys, but at the end of the day, all you do is complain, right? Like there's certain players that all they do is complain. I've just started to tune them out. Like it's gotten to the point. I was like, listen, I know who you are. All you do is complain. You've never said anything good, right? You could say that. You could listen. I played in many leagues over the last 20, 25 years. You're always going to have refs that suck. You're always going to have score tables that mess up. You're always going to have facilities that are not available for you, whether they close early or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's not just about CMBL. You got all these other leagues who are guys volunteering their time, right? So respect that. That's all I ask for. Is just respect our volunteers, respect the guys behind the scenes, and just enjoy the game. So
One more thing I'll say about the playing tournament. It'll give like a nice like look into like
you're just gonna ignore everything I just said.
no,
Like
I agree. I think
no
if
no
anyone
transition, no transition whatsoever. Like yeah,
no
yeah, I heard you. But here, this is what I gotta say. Listen,
no, I agree. I think if anyone you guys should take your anger on, it should be Haroon just because he's a DFL hater. But no, leave the kids alone, bro. They're like volunteering. Don't ruin their fun, bro. Just let them live, bro.
oh, trust me, man, my kids have gotten to the point where they ignore you guys. Like, well, I swear to God, I come home, I was like, oh, how was it today? Like, who cares? We're getting free food right now. It's like, all right.
Yeah, nah. But I was gonna say with the playing tournament, you get to see like a little glimpse of the playoffs, so it shows you like how it's gonna be good. Like, but I will say this: I stole this idea from Omer. I'm gonna give him his props.
I mean, I always wanted to try it out just because how NBA does it. Because no one, they're not motivated by money, but I know everyone in the league is and CMDL is motivated by money. So I was like, maybe we can try it out. Hopefully next season. But before we wrap up, give me your guys. I know you guys would include your team, but give me your final four teams that you think will make it in for CMDL playoffs.
Damn, that's tough. Without us,
No, include you guys.
With you, I mean, I'm assuming if you guys don't believe,
Unless
that's up to
you
you.
oh
don't
no, I
think
thought you were saying like without us, who you think? But no,
No, no, no.
I think us, Ruckus for sure. I'm gonna say us, Ruckus. You're welcome if their guys show up, and probably Pillars.
Okay. No PYP. All right, I see you.
Oh, I forgot about PYP.
I'll remember that.
Can I change? Can I make a change or no?
All right, who are you dropping?
I'll drop Pillars for PYP.
Okay. Arun, what about you?
honestly, it's gonna be based on matchups, but I definitely see Ruckus, PYP. I can see Pelly Elite. I know they're waiting for me to say DFL, but I'm not gonna say DFL.
He's still doubting you, even
I
right?
am, I am.
Hey,
Honestly,
I'm just saying I'm looking forward to the toilet bowl this week.
So am I. My fourth team, man, I'm probably gonna say you're welcome, like you said, if they all show up.
But if I give them like if they don't show up, I'll probably pick Pillars or Pally Elite.
That's a good list. I'm starting obviously with us, DFL at the one spot. The other three, I'm gonna say Ruckus only because they're the champs, and again, you obliged to respect the champs. So them at two, and then I got your welcome and Pally Elite. Those the four. I think we're the four best teams.
cool. Sounds good.
What you got, Omer?
For me, I mean, obviously, I put us PYP, Ruckus. I put you guys. I think you guys have a solid. I think I don't know who you guys. I'm trying to put in my head like who you guys would play too, but I don't know who. Yeah, in
Everyone.
the second round, I feel like that'd be. I feel like scheduling is a huge thing
Yeah.
because depending on who you play has a huge impact because there's also been underdogs. But I would put you guys, and then I think without Adam Usmani, I don't see your welcome going to the final four. Uh, Pillars, depending on who they play, to be honest with you, but maybe like maybe Pally Elite if they show up with everyone. So I can see Pally Elite sneaking in somehow on the maybe even I don't know Pally Elite or Aura Block if Aura Lockdown like actually plays like the way they should play, they should be able to make it too. So
Yeah.
who do
I
you?
agree.
Yeah.
Haroon, one more thing. Playoffs is no elam ending, right?
No, it's standard 4 quarters.
And shot clock, I think.
The last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Okay.
What about the last 2 minutes of each quarter? Because like one thing I noticed, it's kind of like a gray area, um, or like a cheat code, if you will. Like so, when it's like 8 seconds left, sometimes you can't even get a shot off because they'll foul you. Then the clock will keep running. Shouldn't I always felt as though like maybe the last 30 seconds the clock should stop on the dead ball so you can.
Yeah, that's something we're definitely going to discuss about the playoffs because obviously we don't want it to be where one, you don't want the team holding the ball for a minute, right? The last of each quarter. The other thing is you don't want teams to uh, um, uh, take fouls, right? The last 30 seconds and knocking off 20 seconds off the shot clock. So
Yeah,
there's definitely stuff that we're going to look at for the playoffs because we definitely don't want to cheat any teams, right? We want to keep the games all competitive. We don't want this nonsense where you got to take fouls the last 15 seconds or a team holding the ball for the last 2 minutes of each quarter. We want it to be a fun game. We want it to be competitive. We also want it to keep moving, right? So that's the biggest thing. So we're definitely going to look at different stuff to look at, inshallah, for the playoffs. But we'll definitely let you guys know for sure.
Cool. Any last words or any last statements before we hop off?
Nah, I just appreciate y'all for having us on.
yeah. I want to say, yeah, appreciate it. It's an honor to be on. Yeah, I think y'all got a great thing going on. Like for example, we was just telling Haroon what we thought, and he basically he's been open to all of it. So it's so many. The organization is so great because there's so many areas to grow and expand. He keep his ear to the street. You know what I'm saying? So the sky's the limit, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Awesome. Obviously, there's a few things I want to mention. Is one is definitely our sponsor, Fatima Brand, right? They've been, I'll call them a legacy sponsor. They've been sponsoring every single event that we do, alhamdulillah. Everyone knows them in Chicago, the suburbs, and the Midwest. Another thing I do want to mention is obviously the National Muslim Basketball Tournament in Chicago will be in August. I don't think you guys registered yet, but I definitely do see you guys registering. It is the biggest Muslim-only basketball tournament in America, and I say that with a lot of confidence. There's all these other organizations say they're bigger, but it's open, right? But we are the largest Muslim-only basketball tournament in America, and obviously we're doing the regional tournaments now. We're going to be on the East Coast at the end of June, and then again in Chicago in August, inshallah. So if you guys have not registered, definitely register your teams.
Let me ask you a question regarding that. How's the format? Because I seen like I heard inklings about like okay, who travels, who doesn't. How does that work? Can you break that down real quick?
Are you talking about the local one in Chicago or just in general?
Local. Let's talk about local in general briefly.
Well, so obviously any team can travel to any region, right? Like for example, DFL, yes, compete in Chicago. You can compete in California and North Carolina if you want. You can play. Listen, we've had teams who've traveled in every single tournament, right? And the way that it's going to work is if you finish the top four in your region, you're going to be invited to the Champions Tournament at the end of the circuit, which is basically pitting the top teams in America against each other, right? It's going to be kind of unique. But definitely the format is every team is guaranteed 3 games minimum. Obviously, every team gets a jersey. Again, it's Muslim only. We do halakas, we break for Salah. So it's definitely something unique. I don't know if Rivera you came to it last year, but obviously Musab has been played in the last couple of years. You just see, man, it's a different environment. I don't know how to explain it, man. You just got to be a part of it.
So top four Chicago teams travel basically
Top four in Chicago's elite division, yes.
for sure.
Obviously, Chicago's a little bit different. We have like 9 divisions, right? Just because we've been doing it for so long. So we have the youth, the adults, competitive, elite, and whatnot. So from Chicago, it's the top four from the elite, and then all the other regions is basically just the top four because it's only one division.
Cool. Sounds good. Hopefully see you guys this Friday, and then hopefully
Right.
inshallah, we'll see the
Thank
results.
you. Assalamu alaikum.
I'll see you guys. Salam.
Salam alaikum. Thank you.